Swahili Village website.
Swahili Village website.
Yeah.
So it is just cross-check them, and that's the way it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have responded to all of them.
Yeah, and I did check your response. You know, like I did cross-check your response, and in your response, basically, these were allegations that your legal team has mostly denied. Now, maybe for those who are not familiar, you know, back on the 23rd of August, DC's Attorney General Brian Schwab filed a 28-page lawsuit against Swahili Village DC and its executive officers. Now, the suit accuses the restaurant and its ownership of systematically stealing wages and tips from its servers, hosts, food runners, bussers, and bartenders. The suit also alleges that after a lengthy investigation, the DC Office of the Attorney General found that Swahili Village paid many workers less than the minimum wage of as little as $5 an hour. It then states that Swahili Village failed to pay overtime wages, failed to distribute tips, and also failed to provide legally required sick leave. Now, the Office of the Attorney General, in its complaint, detailed a pattern of what they called wage theft and worker abuse, and they're seeking to recover wages owed to restaurant workers and to impose penalties for legal violations. So I want to come to you, Kevin, and maybe you can just start by telling us, what do you have to say on your behalf and on behalf of Swahili Village regarding these very damning allegations filed by the DC Office of the Attorney General? Kevin, the mic is yours.
Ali, allow me to go back to New Jersey for a little bit.
Okay, yes, we can go back to New Jersey.
So, you know that all our restaurants are built by Kenyan team.
Okay.
Mark Kibutu is the head.
Mm-hmm.
He's the architect and the architect designer, and he has a design team for all the restaurants we have. He happens to live in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
So out of his selfishness, he just gave himself the best restaurant that Swahili has. And
in terms of the design,
it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I keep telling Mark, you are just being selfish here. You wanted to spoil yourself a little bit. So anyway, he did that with style and pride, and I'm always so thankful, and I owe you so much. Now coming to this case, Ali,
Mm-hmm.
there are so many parts of that case that I cannot touch because it's an active case in court.
Okay, yeah. So it has some parts
Yeah.
that have been gagged and you
Yeah.
can't speak
But
about.
I just want to let everyone know that first, I'm okay, because a lot of people are very concerned. My brother was crying. They thought I was in jail.
Your brother
Oh,
here
in
or in
Kenya.
Kenya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I called him one day and said, it's like, I'm told you're in jail. I said, no, Georgie, I'm not in jail. I'm okay. And I was wondering, why is he thinking I'm in jail? So it got me thinking, a lot of people who love you, when they see a story like that, they're concerned about it. They really get to a point where they're thinking, is a thief.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a thief that is America, they jail thieves. My own daughter asked me, Dad, are you a thief?
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, I've been dealing with this case for a long time. It's not the first day. It's not something new to us.
So this case was actually it went public, or rather, when the DC Attorney General made it public, was in August 23rd.
Yeah.
So this was an ongoing case before that date.
For almost a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so let me just give context to DC and the way DC words this area of their legal process for labor. I think out of just a way that they want to protect their workers, DC workers.
Yes.
Maybe there was a rampant something before where workers were not, paid well. People took advantage of them. I don't know, but they put in legislation and changed the wording. Instead of saying discrepancies in labor or violations, they put in the word theft, so that it can sound that powerful that if you have found in a violation of any labor violation, they remove the word violation and
they put the word
theft.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that passed legislation. I mean, it means it was good for the people of DC, or for the workers of DC. It's just a violation. And I tell you, if you had read before that, there were also big restaurants like the Matchbox. Remember, wasn't
yes, the Matchbox, the pizza chain.
Of them, yeah, quite a few of them. And I tell you this, within the restaurant business, there are things you will miss, and especially within DC when they change their
when
codes.
They change the laws.
They change their codes so quickly all the time.
Okay.
You have to keep up with it, and so there was probably areas where they found a violation.
Okay.
And we are looking at that. We've also answered the allegation. It's public record.
Yes.
It is just this is a civil case. It is not a criminal case.
So
I will not go to jail.
So that means
the restaurant will not be closed.
Yes.
Because of this violation.
So I guess because of the wording, that that came from the Attorney General's office, and the wording that also the media picked up, I think that's the reason why people have this impression that that it's a criminal case. But even let's stick to that violation part. And like you said, there's other major chains that have also been involved with this, like Matchbox and other restaurants too. But in part of what they claimed, now this is coming from the DC Attorney General's office, in what they called wage theft, that you say is a violation. It says, and this is their wording now, it said that Swahili Village began stealing from workers before it opened its doors in January of 2020 in preparation for the restaurant's opening in March. That's the DC location. And it began hiring employees and having them come in to prepare the restaurant for opening and conducting mandatory employee trainings. Now, it further says that through the district's minimum wage at the time, that was $14 an hour, multiple employees were paid $5 per hour or less, and some were not compensated at all. And in March 2020, when Swahili Village DC closed its dining due to COVID-19, it failed to pay many workers for work they had performed before the closure. And it says, even as in a restaurant patronage rebounded. So the other parts are not really relevant. But these allegations of, because these are very specific allegations that are coming, of paying multiple employees $5 per hour. And then there's failure to pay workers that had performed their work prior to the March 20 COVID closure. Is this an exaggeration? Is this a false statement coming from the DC Attorney's office? How do you characterize this, Kevin?
Oh, listen, this is an active case. It's an active case. It's in court. When a case is in court, you can't characterize it one way or the other.
Okay.
But remember, we also have a response, also public record. So if you cross-check what we responded,
and that response is on the Swahili Village website.
Yeah. So it is just cross-check them, and that's the way it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have responded to all of them.
Yeah, and I did check your response. I did cross-check your response, and in your response, basically, these were allegations that your legal team has mostly denied. And I'm not sure if I'm correct, but from the legal wording that I saw on the response, for the most part, you're denying most of these charges. And of course, we know this is something that's going on through court. Is that correct?
Yeah, the response is on record.
Okay. All right. I want to remind the listeners that you're tuned in to the One Mic Show. A couple of comments are coming here. We're going to be reading them slowly. The number to call is 202-683-4570 and press *5 to speak. And of course, this is public record. You know, this suit from the DC Attorney General's office is out on their website. If you Google it, you're gonna find it, and a lot more. So a couple of comments coming in here as we wait to see if anyone is gonna call in. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. I can see MC Chaz is also in the building. MC Chaz, welcome to the One Mic Show. In Kenya we say karibu, and I'm sure by now you know that. And then DJ Tucha here on an earlier, comment that you're making says, Maki Butu, that's my family. And then I have a comment here from Legacy Cigar Lounge. Is what I've learned is that the more you grow in status wealth, you open yourself up to litigation. Having lawyers on retainer, unfortunately, is an additional expense we must budget for. It's truly sad. And then I have Barbara Kisuke Kajubi. Please answer. Barbara says, please answer honestly. Are the employees getting paid their wages? And I think that's something that you've already answered. And then I see Brenda here is asking someone who was in Conso. I don't know who Brenda is referring to. And then Kenya Mashinani is saying, being in DC, Springfield, Maryland, and Newark, let Kevin explore his entrepreneurship. We need to know these Kenyans. We all started somewhere and moved up. Kenyans are sleeping on the streets in Canada.